And we're here once again. Welcome to Before You Weekend, live on YouTuber weekly podcast. For those of you guys who are watching, we are live at the AMP Studios, and today we don't have Calvin because Calvin is in Spain enjoying his life with all the hoes.
What? He's gonna love that. He is going to love that.
With us today is Ellen, as you guys know. For those of you guys who've been watching this on Instagram, you know Ellen. And we have Courtney, XXC Legacy, the SA Hip Hop nominee of 2022. Why didn't you get the award, by the way?
Biased people, you know. But I'll get the award next year.
Listen, musicians, the day you decide to be honest, I would love you guys. Because you like this whole polished thing of like this answer. Come on.
No, what do you want me to say?
Say,
nepotism.
this
this
other
one
person's
rock, this
album was
one.
good.
Your manager's not here. Just
Okay,
say
I
something.
can
Slip
talk.
something.
I can slip something, you
Just
know.
say-
But I just feel like also I can't with that award. It's not like I could win it because it was my first proper body of work, so I didn't expect to win.
What do you mean body of work? When you
Like,
how do you guys?
I'm talking about on DSPs, not on SoundCloud. Because I used to be a SoundCloud girl. Yeah, I've got 50K listeners on SoundCloud, and then I thought, okay, yeah, I've made it in life. I had no idea what DSPs were, like your streaming platforms, your Spotify, your Apple Music, playlisting, and all of these things. So my first, I did a few singles, and then my first EP, I released it on like proper DSPs, not on SoundCloud.
Random question. I know Joe Human tweeted about this, and to some degree, I agree. He spoke about how risky it is to date a creative. And for you, who's a musician, I think we're all creatives on our own rights. But for you, who's a musician, is the kind of people you're attracted to creatives as well, or are they like analytical people?
I think it's kind of both. It's a win-win and a no.
What do you need in your life?
In terms of what?
Like, if you were to date someone,
Yeah.
do you need an analytical person or do you need a creative person?
I think more of an analytical person, but that has a little bit of creative ideas that can give me knowledge about something. But I don't want to date a creative person. We're going to clash.
What's your track record?
What do you mean?
Like, what kind of people have you dated before?
I have dated someone that is a creative.
How'd that go?
I hate you. I'm joking.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but I have dated someone that is a creative.
Have you dated a creative?
I was married to one for way too long.
So what would you guys say
Damn.
the pros and cons are? We haven't even gotten into the news yet. We only have an hour. But what would you say the pros and cons are of dating a creative?
It's just the up and down lulls, man. There's the highs are really high and the lows are really low, and you need somebody who's sort of like gonna counteract, what you're going through at the time. So luckily for me, he's a creative, but he was very level-headed. So that I at least I had it good there, but I'd never do it again. That and people who are very spiritual, and I'm not talking about like religion. I'm talking about other types of faith and stuff. I'd never.
That I won't go as well.
I
Wait,
would
did you speak about
never.
Okay, I thought you meant like those weird hippie spiritual people. Those people don't look clean. And I'm not saying you don't clean. I'm just saying there's a look and a brand you guys have that's just not. It's not making sense.
I would date someone that doesn't do this, that's not in the same creative space as me, but I would want to date someone that is in the same spiritual space as me. I don't know if that makes sense.
So creative, but they can't be in the music industry.
So
They
if
can be
you're in the music industry, I don't want you to also be a rapper and a musician or whatever.
Okay.
Maybe do something
Why not?
in the back end. No,
Remy Ma had papoose.
we're not gonna do some Beyonce and Jay-Z vibe. Like, let's not do that.
Yeah,
Because
it
when a
happens once
clash,
in a while.
then example, someone if I'm on a song, they can be like, oh, okay, you can tell that Jay-Z wrote the song because no, I don't want that. But spiritual wise, you have to be on the same spiritual wave as me, because it's not
Okay.
gonna clash. I'm reading the Bible and then you throwing bones. It's not gonna.
That is a problem, hey?
Yeah, it
That
is.
is such a problem. And we must listen. When they say that, do not be unequally yoked, thou shalt not.
Yeah.
Like, I never again.
I think being with a creative is good for sex. I think creative people are probably better at sex than and I'm curious to know what you guys are gonna say in the comments. But I think creative people are probably better at sex than analytical people.
I wouldn't know. I don't do those things.
Oh yes, we're all virgins.
We are
apparently.
virgins, but I just happen to know somebody. I'm not saying that I was with that somebody. I mean, virgin, but and he is. I suppose he's still alive, the damn. Anyway, he's an engineer. And I mean, it was fine. It was all right.
fine. Listen
it
to
was
that.
all right.
It was all right.
I mean, I do wish now upon him. I want him to have a whole lot of intercourse. So I'm not hoping that he doesn't. I want him to have a whole lot, but I need it to be mediocre. Absolutely mediocre. Like it must be the most boring thing in his life for the rest of his life. And he knows who he is. So that's all I have to say about that.
Okay, I'm segueing again because I wanted to get into this, but hold on. Why, and correct me if I'm wrong, I would assume if you're going to be with someone after the relationship, it should be your intention to wish the best for whoever your ex is.
I just wished him the best. I said he must
You
have a
just
whole
want
lot of
boring
intercourse.
sex.
I said he must have a lot of it.
Lot of boring
Of
sex.
boring. Yeah.
But why would you say that?
That's not wishing him well.
I'm not asking somebody to like jump him at the corner. Bunyani, like at least I'm saying, here's a good thing. I could have gone, I wish, you trip up and fall because he's like extremely tall. So I wish you fall and break every bone in your body. So I didn't go that route. I was nice. I was Christian-like. I said he must have a whole lot of intercourse, just like they have in the Song of Songs. But it must be mediocre.
Do you also like wish the worst on your exes?
No. It depends on so example, if I break up with you, the only way for me to move on is for us to have a conversation and for me to get closure. Like I want us to sit down and be like, okay, it didn't work out and it's fine. If I see you next time, I would not give two flying shits about you.
I hate
But
the conversation part, by the way.
No, let's talk about it. Like, or let
No.
me vent. We don't have to talk about you did this, I did this. Okay, listen, this is what I want to get off my chest. We're done and we're cool. That's it. But the only time I wished bad for someone was one ex where we were together for like 2 years. I got him. He didn't know anything, but he was like a graphic designer and he wanted to work so hard and whatever. And I would plug him with opportunities and like, yo. And I'll be like, shame, damn, this nigga is only like less than me and I don't want him to feel less of a man. So, God, I rather pray that he gets a job. I prayed with his mom. I did everything.
You prayed with his mom?
Yeah, I would go to the mom's. I'll sleep at the mom's house.
Sheesh.
And you could blow somewhere. I'd go to the mom's
You were
house. he's
quarter
not
to
there.
married.
I was like being shutty. So yeah, me and the mom would pray, would fast, would do things. Finally, I plugged him with a job. As soon as he gets a job, that motherfucker cheated. No, first he bought himself like Air Force, like these shoes, I don't know what you call it, Nike, whatever. And I'm like, nigga, you're not even buying me a wig to say thank you or let's go out for lunch. No, you're putting it there. Yeah, look what I got for myself. I'm like, what? As soon as the second month he cheated, I'm like, you know what? Fuck you. Get out. Like, we're not doing this shit anymore. So I was like, I think brand new buying iPhones. You couldn't even spell airdrop when I met you. Like, didn't even know how to use a MacBook. I bought you a MacBook and all of these things. So I'm like, okay.
You
know
bought
what?
him a MacBook?
Yes, because he was using that Baza computer. That,
Did
you know,
I
that
not say
computer.
Listen,
that-
Hey, when you love, you get
Orlandi
dizzy.
We
Never
are
again.
many. We are many.
you bought a MacBook for a guy.
Yeah, like, what is this? An iMac, not a MacBook.
Would you do it again?
Never. I won't even buy a gentle stock suite.
Not even a Jeppy's.
Not even. I'm hungry, so what
Guys,
must happen?
I still do. I haven't yet been hurt to that extent where I don't
take
want to
my
buy stuff for. I will buy you stuff just because for your birthday, for anything. I will buy a man stuff.
I think at the core of who we are, if you're in a relationship, you have to practice being a giver at all times. I think we're going to a relationship being mechanical and analytical on how we approach the dynamic or the chemistry of this relationship, saying with the mentality of, I'm not going to give, I'm not going to do that, I'm not going to do that. You're going to screw it up from the get-go. I think.
Even if someone takes advantage of you.
Yeah, but you can't come in with previous wounds.
But what did
You
you
gotta deal
wish
with those
upon
ones.
him? You said that.
Oh, so after we broke up and he cheated and whatever, he started buying new things, I think buying new and whatever. And then the whole family switched up on me. After that. 'cause
Even the praying mother with
even the praying mother,
fasting
like,
and
Granny, wait, Sandy, so everything stopped. I was just like, what? So I was like, you know what, ne? You're forgetting where your bread is buttered. There'll be a time where you loses this thing because you're acting brand new.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you must give back to me, but your character's changed now. You'll see. The God I serve will, whatever happens, it will come back. And then he lost his job. I died.
Speaking about giving back, Gabrielle Union said in a recent interview that in her relationship with Dwayne Wade, they split everything 50-50. And the internet's going wild that side because people are going, why do you need to split everything 50-50? Dwayne Wade's got so much money. I think they both have a lot of money. And I have an opinion, but I want to hear from you ladies who are hearing 50-50. How are you feeling about that relationship? Well, not necessarily about the relationship, but that principle of doing everything 50-50. Men, watch closely because we're about to see something.
We all have different opinions.
I'm gonna speak from an experienced part, what I've gone through, and then I'm gonna speak from how I believe God intended it to be, right? So what I've gone through has led me to never, ever, ever again do that, because it wasn't even 50-50. It was lopsided. Like, I was just, like, now when I think of it, there was a lot that I carried, and it messes up the dynamic of the relationship, right? It doesn't matter, and I don't, you can have your own beliefs as a man, that you don't want to go and buy a luxury bag for a woman if you guys aren't married, etc., etc. That's not what you do. You go and build, a kaya. You stay in Johannesburg, but you're building a kaya. I don't understand, but it's fine. We get it. But yeah, it was very lopsided. There was a lot that I did, but because I'm such a naturally giving person, I do it without thinking. So whatever bills there was, I was just like, let's just get it done. I just want things to be done, and he did whatever he did. But now looking back, I saw how that hurt the relationship. Once you step into the space of where a man should operate, it messes with him, right? A man needs to feel, a man needs to be a provider. And if you don't allow him that, if you don't give him the space to actually do that, I think he loses who he is. And if a woman is the sole provider, or she's providing way more than what the man is, she doesn't see him for what he is, So all of a sudden you're sitting on the couch and I'm like, I've been gone, and you're just sitting on the couch. Get up, cook something, and then you don't cook anymore and you don't clean anymore. And I'm not saying that that's a role for strictly a woman, but the dynamic just changes, man, and it messes up the relationship as a whole. So just in general, I wouldn't advise it. 50-50, I don't know, man. This world is really, it's going on its head, but I wouldn't advise
Wait,
it.
so if you're married to Dwayne Wade, he must just cover everything?
Not everything. Okay. I do believe, and it doesn't matter how much money you have, you need a sense of purpose. So you need to get up and go somewhere in the morning. I don't care where it is. Get up and go somewhere. Go do something.
What's going on with you this week? Suddenly you're all wholesome and stuff.
What is I supposed to say? Like, a man must.
Now you're quoting the Bible, and
I find it very difficult to like real talk. I find it very difficult to accept anything from a man, and I always pay it back. So if a guy gives me a bag and he's like, I don't want to see you paying it back in any way, it's going to come back. I'll find out how much that bag is, and I will buy you stuff to equal that amount. I find it very difficult accepting gifts from a man. And that was because I was taught that way by the father figure in my life. That you get up, you go to work, you do your own darn thing, And I'm like, if I don't have a car, I'll make a way to get to wherever I need to. I'm not going to stand on some, please, can you give me a lift? I can't. From a man, from a woman, definitely. From a man, and never. I can't.
That's interesting.
I cannot.
XXC?
My opinion's a little bit different.
Okay.
It contradicts itself.
You're about to say Dwayne Wade must cover everything.
No, hold up.
No, go. We know what you're gonna say, but say it.
As much as it doesn't look like it, I'm an old school han. Like, I'm very traditional. Like, I also believe in independence. Like, fuck it, I can do whatever I want. Why does a man need to do something for me? I can buy my own things. I can do whatever I want. I don't need a man to provide for me. But that narrative changes when you get into a relationship. I then take it back to old school vibes. There's no way I could be in a relationship and then put my dominance there. I need to show you that window, like what you're saying. And if you are quoting the Bible says, the man is the head, we are the neck. We're there to be the support structure for a man. Yes, if we were now talking about marriage and how we're going to sort out finances and stuff, be the provider and provide. That doesn't mean I'm going to sit at home and do nothing. I'll buy the things that I want to buy and cover out. You're not going to buy me a wig if we need to go buy tomatoes at home. Buy the tomatoes. I'll buy wigs and other things to spoil myself and whatever. But provide. A man should be a provider. Whether you're going to buy me Gucci and tomatoes and whatever, it's cool. I have my own money, yes, but I won't show you and make you feel less of a man because I have my own money. But provide.
TB in Africa, if you're looking at the next hosts for your Christian shows, here they are.
Demo gals.
I think at the core of who men are in a heterosexual relationship, they want to give and they want to be generous. We want to give and we want to be generous. But it gets problematic when they're, for me, I feel like it becomes a problem when men don't see you wanting to share the load. I think in the world we're in, especially in South Africa, the cost of living is incredibly high. So if a man's doing everything and there's not an ounce of effort from a woman, that looks like you heading for trouble.
Yeah.
Because, oh, well, I'm taking you to the movies. I'm taking you on a date.
Effort financially
I'm
or
putting money
physically?
on whatever. Financially,
Oh,
I guess.
okay.
But
Does
I mean,
physically count as contribution to the
Yes.
household?
no way.
You know why I'm saying
just
that? You know why I'm
You're saying,
saying
but I
that?
give you sex. That's what you're saying.
No.
Because
was
I mean, if
watching
it
Adulting.
counts, then I need to go and get some payback because
That's called prostitution.
I just
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like physically. I must clean the house alone and take care of the kids and then take
But who
them to
said
school
that?
and whatever.
Men nowadays clean themselves.
But we must do it
Please,
together.
man, I hope you do clean. Because
I'm not going to cook and then do the dishes and then wash your hands.
No, you know what? Men are getting, or the people that I've attracted, no dilas, they are a little bit better in the household, so they're fine. I think they're getting better, and they can actually do it very well. I'm not a domestic person, and men are really very good at it.
I mean,
so.
I'm my father's kid in the sense that most of the things I learned in the house, I think, are more from my dad. So he taught me to wash dishes, sew, like clean everything. I know my mom had her part, but I think I'm more meticulous because of my dad's influence than my mom. So, like, it's. I think it would kind of be irrelevant to say, yeah, but I clean. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because
Makes
he
sense.
cleans too.
like you've got to,
Yeah.
yeah.
But so for the 50-50 thing, I kind of feel like it's kind of cool. I don't see that relationship being in trouble at any point in time. They both have a lot of money, and it's like, it's whatever at this point.
So you won't
Yeah.
feel like less of a man because your woman earns more.
I won't feel like that because I feel like, you're understanding the share the load. For me, I think that's like a principle, the share the load principle in this relationship. Like I'm giving as much as I can. It would be dope to see you give as much as you can. Let's both have the risk of, if things go haywire, we're both going to lose. So let's put our everything in it and make this thing work.
That's good. I think it's
I'm ready to write a book, guys.
50-50 is good.
Yeah. Hey, yeah.
We're so
You
like,
can't.
no.
Relationship is all about risk. Even in business, it's
yes.
always about risk. But if you're not both prepared to put your everything in, then don't do it at all. Stop wasting each other's time.
Okay, yeah, that is true.
Yeah. Nigerian cook, chef. She cooked for 86 hours, and that's a Guinness World Record.
Why?
whatnot, however that thing's phrased. Why? Thank you.
No, so-
That's been what I'm trying to. Why are you
It's
cooking for
annoying
86?
being in the
Who's
kitchen for
eating?
2 hours. Now imagine 36. How long was it?
86 hours.
Ah.
It's it's a dope achievement.
So where did the food go?
I want answers. Who are you cooking for? And yes, you got a world record and props. Viva Africa. But why?
Everything is content. That's why.
Everything is content.
Facts.
So do you think the chef needed clout?
Because if she doesn't, and I'm not clued up on the story, but if she doesn't have a Michelin star, if we don't know her nje worldwide, then how do I get my name out there? How do I get people talking about it? How do I get people asking why? And yeah, so she's like, okay, let me just do this.
But do you not associate that record with people who also have other weird records like the longest nails or the longest time someone's been asleep? It's like a similar category. It has no relevance to our lives. It's cool to see someone did that, but why? Like, I think there's a recent record DJing for 3-4 days. Cool. Why?
Because you
Who's
can.
on ecstasy for 4 days?
I mean, because you can, and like I said, everything is content. So she and I don't think it's like the WWE type of thing where you have to now go and defend. You have to defend your belt every single month or year, whenever it is that they defend it. But for her, she just needed to get the world to listen, like somebody to listen. She needed her name out there. She probably had hit some sort of ceiling and she needed to find a way, to get her name out there. And that's what she thought, I think.
Oh, sorry, let me correct this before I get corrected. Okay, from my notes, she cooked for 100 hours nonstop. That's what the article
Non-stop,
says.
non-stop.
Non-stop.
Where was the sweat going?
Why are you guys sweating in the kitchen? What's wrong with the
Because
She
it's
didn't
hot.
pause.
And everything is just musty.
Like, okay, it was more from come and then what's gonna happen?
What?
Like,
kitchen? See, guys, it's Africans taking Africans down. I
We
didn't
don't
say
take
no,
this.
but I'm asking just for hygiene purposes as well.
For
That's what you
hygiene
wanna know.
purposes,
Okay, so
exactly.
3 days, yonke. What happens if I need to do a number 2? What's gonna happen? If I need to pee, what's gonna happen? Your hands.
Okay, I guess the question is, guys, if you were to become a Guinness World Book record holder, what record would you want to go down for? Like, what's the weirdest thing you go up? I would attach that to my name and die with it.
Weird or something like.
Weird. Can't be what you gonna say? The longest song? Come on, XS.
No, you see, it has
that's
nothing
where
to
you're
do
gonna
with it has nothing to do with music. I'd be like the girl that finished 5 kgs of basmati rice raw. I chew raw rice. It's called pika.
This is why South Africa is burning.
No,
5 kgs.
5
yeah,
kg, that's
or even
a
10. I can
lot.
go ham. I chew raw rice and I would chow it.
And that's a condition.
Yeah, pika. It's like an iron deficiency. People eat other stuff. My best friend eats soap. People eat umhlabati. I
Yeah.
eat ice. I eat raw rice. But
You eat
basmati,
raw rice.
Raw
Yeah.
rice.
like it slaps. I'm
Like
not
you
gonna lie.
chew into the rice.
Chew it, guinya it. It goes ham.
Kids.
I would,
Kids.
yeah.
You need to go back to your parents.
No, it has nothing to do. It's an iron deficiency. It's literally there. People have an iron deficiency. Don't you see
I
those
do. I
aunties?
do. No, I just faint. I will black out in the middle of nowhere.
So what
Like,
weird stuff do you eat?
I don't eat like weird stuff.
Mhlabati.
No, I like the smell of it. I just when it's in my mouth, I'm like, but why am I doing this?
What's
And then I'm like,
mhlabati?
no,
It's those sand. But I don't
Oh.
eat
Like
it.
when you eat sand.
They eat like they sell rocks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's an idea.
Yeah, my daughter eats like ice,
Yeah.
and she will just chew into ice and just carry on and on and
Also
on.
iron deficiency sign.
Me, I will black out. I've done that driving, but that's
You've blacked out driving.
yeah. So at least you're doing something to combat that.
I fainted once.
Whoa, don't go over that like, oh, we all black out when we drive.
No, like it was years ago, so please don't take my license away. Yeah, I was just driving and then you black out.
Did you crash into something?
No, I was coming to a stop sign, luckily. And it was one of those, inside roads, so luckily there weren't any cars nearby.
This
Kids were
segment
in
is
the
sponsored by
car.
Arrive Alive South Africa.
It happens. But apparently it happens to a lot of black women. I think it's a lot of black women. There was somebody said that, Kevin Stage or somebody that said, point me to a black woman that doesn't have an iron deficiency. And so I think a lot of us.
But it depends on how severe your iron
How
deficiency
severe,
is.
yeah.
Mine is an iron deficiency, but it's with anemia and all of that stuff. So it's
It's
bad.
the fact that you guys are saying it like this happens.
It does
what?
happen. We work
Around it.
around it.
Okay, no, that's crazy. Elon Musk is no longer the CEO of Twitter. He has given it to someone else, but he still owns it. I feel like Twitter was nice when he was in charge.
Why?
But
Because it
what
was
difference?
weird. Like no one knew what was going on. We were all just complaining. We're spitting nonsense and negativity on the thing. Because I mean, I feel like that's what fuels Twitter right now. But now with this new lady coming in, I feel like now we're gonna have structure, and structure becomes boring.
Black Twitter will deal with that
Yeah.
soon.
I think Black Twitter is a different thing on its own.
Yeah.
It is. Apparently, South Africa made Black Twitter what it is today.
I can believe that.
Is it not like every country has its own version of Black Twitter?
I believe that, but I like it when we have our Twitter wars, like when we
Americans and
yeah.
there's a time where I like every Friday I unite with Americans when I talk about power. Like we love each other. Like I post memes like, "Yo, Tariq did this."
Oh, Power as
Yeah.
in the series.
Yeah.
Power.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm thinking about
Rethinking-
what?
Come.
Oh no,
And we're like,
no,
but
not
they
load
don't have our
shedding.
problems.
They don't care about
They
load
don't
shedding.
care about us.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a bit worse in Africa because they kind of have load shedding, but they don't call it load shedding. Power just cuts. Like it just goes off, and they don't tell you when it's coming back. which I feel will be more detrimental to your mental health. Like, I feel like there's an article that came out a few months ago about how load shedding is affecting everyone's mental health. Now I'm wondering if you're in a country in Central Africa or whatever where power just cuts and comes back whenever it wants. Oh man, depression galore.
Like, how do we work? How does that?
I can't relate. I don't get load shedding no more.
What do you mean you don't?
Can
get
I
load shedding?
move in
Yeah.
to where you stay?
Like I don't know. You only know there's load shedding when you step out of the building. And
Oh, you
before-
one of
It's
those-
because
okay.
they've got backup
yeah.
power.
But
Okay.
before, when there was load shedding, the generator would switch on, the Wi-Fi would work, so you can still work.
Yeah.
Then now you just don't know when load shedding is. You step out the house, you're like, oh,
It's dark. I would never leave, ever.
that's why I live in my duvet covers.
Yeah.
Well, it's cuffing season, so I think that's what.
No,
everyone's
who
gonna
needs a
be.
nigga when you've got an electric blanket?
Yo,
Danko.
I received my first. What is it? Hey, stranger. Mother.
You guys get Hey Stranger texts?
That's so whack.
Like the audacity. I've never met this person. And if he watches this, you know who you are. Like, whack. I've never met him, but we've met online, kind of thing, the way I like my relationships, just to be far away. And he, out of the blue, just said, hey, stranger. And I was like, no ways. And he's like, no, if you're like interested, we can hook up. I was like, what am I giving off that says that you can just say that to me? And why is it that every single winter, like, we now want to
Yeah.
be with people? No. If you weren't with me there at the beginning of the year or in summertime, like, please leave me alone in winter. I'm fine.
Cuddles.
I find it weird that everyone knows what Hey Stranger means.
Yeah.
That's how fluid we've become.
Well,
Have you
cuddle.
ever sent a hey stranger?
No, I'm a normal
No,
human
no.
being. Hey, how you doing?
Shame the
How's life
devil,
going?
TK.
TK,
Shame
tell
the
the truth.
devil.
I've never sent a Hey Stranger, and if I have, put yourself in the comments.
Oh, please. Please do.
Don't
Please.
worry,
There is
I'll wait.
somebody.
You'll
There is
find me at my
somebody.
desk
You
waiting
are
like
capping.
this. I've never used that expression, "Hey stranger." I'll go, "Hey, how you doing? How's life?" and do a whole full update. Like, what's going on in your life? Are
Oh,
you
so
good?
you taffled. You did the whole...
No, I actually, guys,
Made
I
a girl
actually
think
care
she's
for
special.
people. Like, have I ever? No.
Have you ever sent a young... You know what it is. It's 16 degrees outside. It's cold. Come over.
No, I sent emojis, 3 emojis.
Uh-huh.
Clock,
Right.
eggplant, question mark. That's it.
Has it ever worked?
Each and every after
I
2 weeks
guess
or a month.
men are stupid. Yeah.
Then you know, I'm not
No,
gonna.
they're very intelligent.
You know
must
what
just
that
keep
means.
it very
Intelligent when we
short.
want to be,
You must
but
keep it...
we know when we want to be stupid.
Yeah.
So that's why I can see why it would always work.
It
Yeah.
works.
Have you ever been rejected?
Not rejected, but this guy blocked me, and he was mad. Like, we were supposed to go on a date, and then he was like, "Okay, call me at 6. 6 o'clock happens. He video calls me like, yo, I'm on set." I'm like, "Okay, cool."
Did he say it like that?
He's like, "No, I'm on set," and then he's showing me the things. I'm like, "Oh, no problem."
Wait, I heard you say I want sex.
No,
I'm
I'm
on
on
set.
set.
Oh, sorry.
So I'm like, "Okay, no problem. I'll hit you up later." 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm like, "How? Dude, like, what's happening?" He's like, "Nah, I just got home. I'm super tired." "Oh, you wanna operate late night missions?" I'm like, "Nah, it's chilled." I'm like, "Yo, dude, I even got ready and I put on makeup." He's like, "About if I get makeup." I said, bye.
What?
I went to the club. I hit the club. He got mad that I was at the club because he thought that I was gonna sit at home and cry.
Yeah.
I was like, "Nigga, get out of here." Went to the club. Went to go dance. Then he got so mad and blocked me, and then blocked my friends. And I was like,
Which brings me to this conversation that someone said, we at a place now in our lives where friends can have sex with each other and just stay friends. And I feel like to a degree, it might be possible. You can have sex with your friends, but I feel like in the long run, it's gonna catch up with you. There's no way you can have sex with the same person for so long and have no feelings.
No.
But I think you can have sex as friends and be friends. The thing is, if it's too frequent, you're gonna end up being in a relationship. What do you guys think about that?
"Awkward. Don't do it. It's gonna change everything. Stick to being friends. If you put on your go call a makosha or get another appointment. Don't. It's gonna mess up the relationship."
You're saying don't have sex with friends.
No, don't do it. Let your friends be friends. If you're thirsty, go.
What if
have
that
sex
was your
with someone else.
person? What if that was supposed to be whoever you're supposed to like be married to?
Then and
Because essentially you wanna marry a friend more than just someone who knows how to romance you, right?
but then now you've seen me in my cheetah mode.
And they're still
crusty,
around.
And then now I'm gonna like develop feelings and start putting on wigs and be like, hey, but you seen me on that, yo, what up, nigga?
And they're still around. Why
No,
would
I
that be
feel
a
like that
negative
is
thing?
so awkward for me.
You were in a serious, long committed relationship. Did you not enjoy that privilege of being able to be as
Comfortable.
and dress up when you
Yeah.
need to?
It's nice.
Yeah. I mean, that's what everybody wants in the end, I suppose. You want to be able to walk around with one eyebrow wiped off and the other one still there and, whatever. But we weren't friends prior to that. So we just jumped into a young relationship. He was the pastor's kid and I was, member of the congruent.
Do you think it's easier that you like, instead of being friends and then getting a relationship, don't you think it's better that you get, like, you date and then you get to know each other and then you become comfortable? Which one do you prefer?
I'm
I
not
would choose
sure. A
friends
lot
first.
of
Friends first.
I personally would choose friends first.
Why?
Because if I know how you process information, then I'll know how to approach you. I'd rather have my feelings grow after knowing you than start the other way around. If my feelings for you just because you're pretty and I don't know if you have a brain, it's probably just going to end up in sex and I'm going home. But if I know
But
how
wouldn't
you,
like people pussyfoot around you because I know exactly which buttons not to press? So therefore, let me, move in this way. And that's because you're friends for so long. Whereas in a relationship, you don't really know. And even years after, being in a long-term relationship or married, there's still stuff that I would find out about my ex that was like, what? I didn't know about this. And this was like years in. So I think that it works both ways. It's always nice to learn a person, because that's possible. And everybody says, or men say, why do you want to wake up to the same person every single day? Or why do you want to hit the same,
I would do that.
smash the same person every single day?
You wouldn't.
No, I don't mind. I'm fine with settling down.
Guys, what is the point of having a lifetime partner if you're going to be cheating and not being with that one partner? So you wouldn't want to wake up to one person every day. You want to wake up to different people that will lie and cap to you every day.
so in the world you're in now, is monogamy possible? Happy
Like-
monogamy.
Being with one person.
Yeah.
I would. That's my end goal. As much as I hate men and I don't want to date, I still want to be with one person. It could be in 5 years, it could be in 10 years, but I want to see myself with one person. Like, I'm tired. This one will cap to you. I like your hair, dog. The next one, oh, I so wish I had your peak. Get
I wish
out
I
of
had
here.
your what?
I wish I had
No,
your
I'm
peak.
talking about a meme. Sorry, I'm speaking in TikTok. I'll send you the clip so you can add it. But then I don't want to have different people lie to me and tell me how much you are so close to me, like Pluto touches the sun and rainbows. And don't cap. Every day, a different nigga's capping. I want to have one person that I'm with
But it
forever.
sound-
Yeah, nah.
It sounds like you go into a relationship with the mentality of, with the predisposed thought of you going, he's gonna hurt me or he's gonna lie to me.
No, if I go in a relationship, I'll go in full force. I'll know that you're gonna hurt me because I'm a spiritual person, and I'll dream about it 2 weeks while we're in the relationship, and I'll know that this nigga's about to fuck me up, but let's continue. And because I love, so I'll continue even though I know, and God showed me that this nigga's gonna dribble my ass.
Do you believe that women actually have that seventh sense?
Yeah.
There's the sixth sense, but then now there's that seventh
Yes.
one where we dream or we... Have you ever experienced that?
I think that's real, but I think it's also inaccurate.
Why?
It comes in waves. There's moments where it's quite right, and then there's moments where it's just okay. You're letting the information you've been consuming kind of
Get
populate
you.
what's in your head and redesign the story that doesn't exist. So you can go, I had a dream about you. No, you were watching people have sex with other people on some show for a whole week. What do you think your brain's doing when you're sleeping?
But
And I
then
think
your
there's that
face
to
was
consider.
there. It was you and it was her.
Stop.
So
Why
I
you
can tell you
photoshopping in your
accurately.
head?
Like, listen, I told my ex, listen, I saw you with a girl. She had blonde braids. She looked yellow upon like this. What do you take me for? Like, why would you even say something like that? Stop being insecure. I was like, okay, just wait for 2 weeks. Then I found out. You don't want to know how I found out, but I found out.
Did you set him up?
No, she ended up calling me.
Oh.
Then found out there was like 3 of us.
Child.
I laughed because I knew I was pretty. Yeah.
Once again, it feels like before your weekend's changing to before you meet them.
Hey, it's life, man. It's winter. It's not us. Like seriously, this topic just brings itself here. It's the cold. It's like
Nah, like I said, and I'll repeat again. Who needs a nigga when you have an electric blanket? Simple.
but it doesn't. It doesn't.
It's never the same.
It's not
Guys,
the same
maybe
thing,
I'm
guys.
hurt.
I can never be that hurt. I can never.
I'm hurt,
be
yeah,
that
but I won't like cuddle slap, even if it's from someone else's.
Yeah.
boyfriend.
Hey, I didn't say that.
Did you say cuddle slap even if it's someone else's boyfriend?
No, wait, that sounds so wrong. But just cuddle slap.
Cuddles, cuddles, man.
Cuddle
Bottom
slap.
line is that.
He's got a name, guys. Whoever he is, you
No, like cuddle slap.
just know he's not yours alone. This is
Cuddle slap.
problematic.
There's no one that's alone. Sisonke.
Okay, moving on. YouTuber pilot Trevor Jacobs jumps out of a moving plane in the air just for views. And he could go to jail. He could face a 20-year sentence. I mean, it must be cool to watch this guy jumping out of a plane he owns and, of course, crashes. We don't see that. We just see him jumping out. I mean, I can understand why it's problematic to governments, whatever else, but to be able to say I own a plane and I'm just going to jump out of it, it's kind of cool. I'm not inciting violence or, like, don't defy your government, but it's kind of cool. The problem is it's just for likes and views.
Clickbait.
People are doing the most. Like, I think this week was it's just all of these content creators just finding ways, to be online and to be front of mind. Deservedly so. I think if he goes to jail, that
You
warrants...
think he deserves? Does he deserve to be in jail? And maybe that's the question we need to ask. Does he deserve to be in jail for what he did?
Yes, but I'd like to say.
No one got hurt. It crashed into a mountain.
Oh,
I
that
think
was about
I
to
think it was
ask.
like a mountainous area. Please correct me if you guys know the story. As far as I saw, it was a mountainous area, so no one's getting hurt. Of course, there's going to be debris and residue and all that stuff, but like, I don't think it's worth a jail sentence. Yeah, fine. Say put 10 million, put 10 million back in the government or whatever. I don't know. Just put him in jail for flying a plane.
But then, okay, so then they slap him with a fine, right? And then somebody else that's got more than a jet, I don't know what would be bigger or
She's
whatever.
talking about you, Mr. Beast. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Like people that have more resources or those that don't even. Somebody that jumps out of his car or, just the small, it depends on the levels. People are going to start doing that if he's just slapped on the wrist on some, okay, I've got a young 100,000 to spare. If they do find me, I've got money to pay. So they're cool. My subscribers have gone up, followers have gone up, all of that. So I'm fine. I'm going to be getting more money from this. So, it's an investment that I can afford. So if it's not something that strict, I mean, everybody's going to be trying something. I mean, there's already pranks and all of that stuff that, people get away with. But I think there needs to be some sort of regulation.
Basically, attention has become addictive, and I guess the likes or the return on investments is, I guess, cash.
Yeah.
But being addicted to attention can be problematic because you're always looking for the next high. Like, okay, cool, everyone likes this. I remember I got a lot of DMs with the headlines video I did on my Instagram. When I kept doing that, people were like, oh, we love this. We only want to know the headlines from you now and whatever else. And I pulled away because I didn't like that kind of attention. I don't. Yes, cool, like it, enjoy it, know what's going on in the world, but don't come and expect this new character to emerge from this form of content. However, I don't think younger people are like that. I think we're all drawn to attention because we're looking for that. We're not getting it anywhere else. We're not getting it at home. You're not getting it from the person you love. However, there's a stranger online who thinks you're dope.
Yeah.
And I think that's what people are drawn to. And it's a problem though, especially if you're not getting if there's no one regulating you or checking you or putting you back in line. That's when it becomes a problem as a creator. Because it's very easy to lose yourself. You're a musician.
I bet money.
Have you ever written a song about sex?
No.
Also, why? Yes, thank you. This is a good segue. Why don't female rappers talk about love?
I speak about love.
I'm trying to think. Has Nicki Minaj ever written a song about love?
Yes, she has.
About not sex, love.
Yes.
Like R&B,
Yes.
old school. I want to go to the end of the moon with you. That kind of stuff.
Okay, so with my music personally, you get a lot of rappers that say, I'm a rapper. Where does your reference of music come from? Nicki Minaj. I'm a rapper. Where does my reference of music come from? Remy Ma, Foxy Brown, Left Eye, Lauryn Hill. Those are the people that inspire me. You get me?
Mm-hmm.
And if you hear my beats and the type of music I make, it's more of boom bap.
Mm-hmm.
I will not speak about... when I record my music, I speak about my emotions and how I'm feeling. If I'm feeling like a vibe, I'll pull up to the city. But most of the time, the sad truth is that I'm always sad. And I want to express myself to be like, yeah, fuck this nigga. Oh, I love this nigga. Oh, guys, what do I do? And I'll write about it. All of my songs are about love and heartbreak. And it's fine if people will classify. I'm the rapper Taylor Swift, if you want to put it like that. I don't mind doing that because up until I heal, I'll stop and I'll do whatever I want to do. But my music is all about heartbreak or a diss track to my ex, or, me speaking about the same nigga and how he hurt me or how I love love. I rap about love. I love the idea of love, even if I'm not in love.
Okay, I need to find those songs. I've heard some of your stuff.
Yeah, there's another one coming out. I love it. And there's another one where I sampled all of them to Kuzi as well. It's really dope.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
Oh, you played yourself really well. Like, that wasn't even part of the plan.
Sorry.
That was really good. I just wanted to know.
Don't apologize.
I've never heard female rappers talk about love. I've heard male rappers, of course, talk about love because I think that's one of the things that consume men a lot. Us a lot. But I've never heard a woman go, you know what, I love you so much. Here's a song. This is what I'm talking about, ABC. Because we expect it in R&B, we expect it in country music. I've never heard Nicki or Remy or who else is out there. These new women, Glorilla and whatnot. No one said, you know what, I love this man or this person so much. And I'm curious to see what that would sound like in today's sound of hip hop.
I think
Are they allowed to? Are they given the
No one's
space
stopping them.
to? I mean, in the industry and by their peers. So you have men who talk about money and how much they're making and what they have, etc., 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 and who they popping on the streets. I don't know what the lingo is. I am old. So that's, the whole vocab around it. So when a woman comes in and she's all soft, it's the same. It works the same in the spaces that we move in our relationships. You can't come in soft until I'm given the space to be soft, right? So maybe she wants to talk about how much this man is just, loving on her. She can't because her peers aren't giving her the platform to be soft. So she has to come in, Linda, I pop a kneecap or whatever they talk about. Just to get the music out there and whatever. And then once they've reached a level, then maybe, they can...
The level of comfort.
Yeah.
I stopped listening when you said pop a kneecap. No,
I don't know what they say. What do they talk about?
Give me pencil.
You know why? It's because of that person you listen to.
Which...
I don't want to say his name because he's very
that
sensitive.
one.
He's very short. I think he's bald.
Me and
You know
people
who I'm
who
talking
are height challenged. I have a thing. I don't know. It must stop. Jesus, if you're listening. But anyway.
Wait, what's your thing with height?
The thing is, South Africa, I think there was one gentleman that walked in to the studio and he was the first tall person that I saw today. Everybody else,
Cortez.
my son's height. And it's like, and you know what, like they're the best people ever. Like the relationships that we have, the interaction that I have with them, amazing. But then now you're my son's height. So then I must do what with you? Like...
So there's hope for men who are under 1.6.
I just... with who? I'm 175. I just need, if Jesus is listening today, I need for them not to be closer. No.
Because I'm in a pandemic.
They can be closer all they want. I just need to be delivered from that big-headed, bald, broad-chested... the way they... Anyway, as you can see, I need deliverance from the Xhosa nation, number one. Number two, I need deliverance from people who are shorter than at least 1.8 because I wear heels. So at least gay. If I'm 175, at least be 1.8.
And this is a Tinder advert.
It's
never.
giving Tinder.
Is it
But I hear you.
Oh my gosh.
You know
Help
what you
me.
want. Get yours, girl.
News 24 put out an article and they said 81% of grade 4 pupils in SA can't read for meaning. 81%. And it's worse for the boys as well?
Is it a learning issue, or is it because they're busy on other platforms?
Well, they didn't specify it like that, but essentially they're saying when they read any literacy, it doesn't seem like they actually understand what they're reading. And I think that I forgot what they said in detail about the boys, but the fact that it's 81% for grade 4s, that's quite scary. And we're below, like, we're quite embarrassing, like, worldwide.
I think the times that we were in and modern times, it fucks up a lot of things. So, like, technology plays a big role.
Okay, wait. Before you continue, please put in the comments what class are you from, like, and if you've matriculated, you know what I mean. So, what class are you from, and what did you appreciate about that curriculum or the system you're in? I'm class of 08, so I'm like the first of the FET phase. Yeah, I think it's FET, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
I think it was fine. I didn't think we had problems.
We also didn't have problems.
It's scary to hear that grade 4s can't read for meaning. You are kids.
And the thing is, we didn't have problems because we are from the standard phase. So your grades and whatever, we were from standard 1, standard 2, until standard 10. Like, it only came in when we were in grade 10. That's when we started, with the grades and whatever. Otherwise, it was just standard whatever. So, and the method of teaching at that time was totally different to what it is now. Just like how soft parenting now is, encouraged. I don't want to say it's a thing, it's encouraged. But I've got 2 kids. So my daughter got through school just fine. There were no issues there. And my son struggles a bit, and he's got a different way of learning. And his teachers have to adapt because it's not a problem where he has to go to a different school. It's just something that the teachers have to adapt to and sort of change their method of teaching. I know that it's not a huge problem because put on YouTube, put on the subtitles, and this gent will read everything and understand. But then give him his book that he's got to read for the week, and then it's like, okay, what did you just read? And it's like it's
how he processes.
It's how he processes and what he finds to be interesting. So it's like that teacher that I think was trending last week, not this week, the week before, who taught kids. I don't know if it was math or chemistry with these TikTok dance type of things. And then they recited to him. I was like, if I had that teacher, I would have done so well in physics. So it's just relating to, you can't have somebody who is so old that they have no idea what TikTok is, and they don't know what the challenge of social media in this day and age is to kids. They don't understand that when a child gets onto this app, they're gone for hours on end. So how do I get their attention back? How do I make sure that there's other things that I can interest them in, in whatever's happening in society or the world or whatever? And they need to, as teachers, adapt to it. So it might just be the numbers are high, but what are the teachers doing to assist these children? Because they can read. It's just that they're not understanding, which means that it's sort of like a parallel kind of way of thinking where I'm reading, but I'm actually thinking of Robot Boy's new dance challenge, So how do I bring that in and make sure that the kids still, I get, their attention span for my period and make sure that they leave the end of the year.
What's the one thing your kids brought to you and asked for help with homework that made you go, you know what? You would need to go to YouTube. I'm stupid, yeah.
I have. That's why I have friends. Otherwise, I don't need friends. I have friends that are Sotho speaking because they do Sotho as an additional language in school, so they do that. And then math because I write. I'm a creative. I can't. Me and math, not.
Really?
I can't.
But I love math.
You are a musician.
I can't.
But okay, it does link with theory, but I love maths. Sometimes someone on Twitter can post like, so for X. That time I don't even need the piece of paper. I'll be like, 2 minus 1.
Seriously.
6. And I feel special when I read the comments and I'm like,
I feel special when I get the change right in a taxi. That's
no,
when I feel special.
See, that math and no, it's different. Left.
Like for me, I'm good.
4. I hate how they hit you. 5. Change. It's
No,
like,
guys, I can't. Math is not my thing. So, Sutu and math, that's there must something Google knows an answer to.
So
it.
you send your kids to Google if it's like math.
Yeah.
mine is
I mean,
languages as well.
I face up to
So
it.
do you want to
guys.
fail? Don't ask me for help.
Don't ask me for help. I've got friends for that.
Hectic.
There's an app for that somewhere.
Google Translate.
So there's a video going around with Jerry Springer speaking. It's fake, by the way. Speaking to his kids, speaking about what's left to them in his will. And according to the video, Jerry Springer says the black kids get everything, and the white kids are mad.
You're the little pissed off.
It looks hilarious. I feel if you're a father who happens to be wealthy, and you're at least fathering one side of your kids, and there's a neglected side, that kind of makes sense. Give the neglected side everything that they couldn't get without you.
And then what happens
I don't understand.
You've had
Johnny
enough
that
privilege.
was there every day?
If I'm Jerry Springer and I die, you've lived with me long enough that you have enough privilege that you should be able to learn or know how to make your own money while you in the comfort of not paying rent. You get everything you want. You got the cars, you got the house, you got whatever resources you want. If I got kids on the other side that I haven't parented, just give them all the resources they need to get to that level. I mean, it's completely unfair to only look after the ones that grew up with you and leave the ones who know nothing about you. I'm not saying they should be entitled to it, but I think it's worth a conversation. I would love that for that to be a law. You know how many neglected kids we have in South Africa alone?
One of us.
I'm praying that my dad's family in Mars are rich, that my brother is rich, and he just wants to give me, not these SMSs that you get, that you have an inheritance. I want that. I don't mind. If you don't want to see me, don't want to talk to me, it's fine. Just give me the money, so I can make way. I don't think they would have a problem, the ones receiving okay, it's not real, but the ones who are going to inherit would have a problem. Obviously, you're not going to complain. It's fine. But the other ones, gay, are going to be like, we waited for so long for this day and we're getting nothing. So they would have a problem.
But don't you think it becomes problematic? And I'm saying this to say Jay-Z's possible new son that we haven't heard about.
Who got a new son?
Well, he's got a son before Beyonce's time, according to the articles that are out there, and he's trying to I don't know if he's trying to reconcile or I don't know if he's trying to get something from Jay-Z. But I feel in this case, if you're Jay-Z's son and you're seeing this success, there's no way you're not gonna go, yo, can I get $500,000 just to help my mom out and get out of here?
But Jay-Z has been successful. It's not like now. So he's been successful. So there's questions around where was he, what was he waiting for, and also on his side, maybe his mother was like, do not. We don't beg for assistance. If he wasn't there then, he's not going to be here, So just be grateful for what you have and move on. And now he's of age and maybe he's moved out and whatever, or he can see that, his mom needs all of the help and he's like, squash the pride. I'm going to go and get assistance, or at least some sort of relationship with my dad. That's all I want, apparently, allegedly. If I just want a relationship.
Which I think is possible. I think he maybe just wants a relationship.
Sometimes, and I'm speaking from my own life, sometimes it's generally not even about the money. I just want to have a genuine relationship with you so that I know, okay, I have a dad, I have a mom. Sometimes it's not about the money. I don't care. I don't care about your inheritance. You can keep your house, your car. I just want you to know that we have a relationship and that you love me, so that I don't take it in my relationship and be like, my daddy never loved me, now I must go seek love in a nigga. No. Oh, my mom did this, that's why I must go do this. No. I just want to have a genuine relationship and I want to love you. Fuck the money.
In 50 Cent's book, he speaks about his relationship with his son. Yes, I read. I'm wholesome, thank you.
Pop Smoke.
I don't know what his
People
name
say
is.
Pop Smoke is 50 Cent's son.
Oh, no, but they're not talking about him. His son, he tried to make things right with his son but he kind of realized his son's trying to manipulate him into giving him money. And in trying to fix things, he realized his son loves sneakers. So instead of buying him sneakers, he bought him a whole store and said, manage this. This is now your business. The son said no. On top of that, the son's anger was fueled by his mother. And I feel like sometimes also that's another conversation we don't have.
Yes.
Like, oh, but the mother's fueling him to hate this guy who's trying to help him out of this, to think differently. Forget getting Air Force Ones. He has a whole store, sell sneakers. That could be a way out. And he said no. He just wants money and sneakers. And he feels entitled to it. And he tried.
Mothers play a huge role in us hating our fathers or loving our fathers. And that's a bad thing. Whatever relationship that you had with your partner, don't now put that on the kids. If we divorce, it should have nothing to do with the kids, because now it's going to be one-sided.
It's very hard for people to. It takes a lot of maturity to do.
My mom has done that. I won't lie. She was just like, "Listen, your dad is a dead beat. Like that nigga doesn't give a fuck. But I'm not gonna force you not to have a relationship with him. Go." And when she calls him on the phone, my nigga, I'm like, yo, guys, that's actually so beautiful and mature of you guys that y'all don't care. Maybe because both of y'all have moved on, but. Don't now put on the kids. If I have anger towards whoever parent, that's because I must have that anger, not because my dad or my mom influenced it.
100%. Ellen?
We don't process pain in the same way, right? So on my side, it was a choice. I could have, because women we've had power from the Garden of Eden days, guys. Like Eve said, here's an apple. Adam was like, say less. So we've got power. As women have a whole lot of power. We have power over our children. We have power over our men. So in the Jay-Z case, Beyonce can, sully that situation up very, very quickly if she really, really wanted to. The way she moves would make their relationship, the connection that Jay-Z and his apparent son, or alleged son, to either get very, very close and, to be a very good relationship, or to just blow into smithereens. So for me, it was just a choice. I chose to at least on the face of everything, on the surface, for the kids not to see exactly what was going on. Kids aren't stupid; they see anyway. But you've got to have some sort of relationship, some sort of understanding at least with baby mama, baby daddy. Just so that your kids can be okay. So my ex and I mean, he comes over for Sunday dinner and he can spend time with the kids. He can have the kids at any time, that kind of thing. I'm just doing it for them. And people like to go around saying, don't do it for the kids. Sometimes for their mental well-being in the future, you've got to do it for the kids, just so that they turn out okay in life. And then when they're out there and the doors are closed, you can deal with this person in whichever way you need to deal with them. But for your mental well-being as well. Yeah. Just let the stuff go, man. I used to hold on to stuff for a long, long time. I could go for weeks on end just holding on to one little argument. And it messed me up major. So now it's I hear it, I process, I move. And I can see how it works with my kids. My daughter actually, the turning point was when she said to me, don't ever go back to being that woman again. I was like, man, I really messed my kids up, during that period. And I try my best never to go back there again. So things happen, life happens. There was somebody before you had a kid. They don't have to stay in the same house. Have them over. Let them, get to know your children. It's family. It's blood in the end,
What happened to you over this past week? What are you reading books?
Mercury retrograde, whatever you call it.
Isn't Mercury over? Bruh,
I don't believe in that shit, sorry, but yeah.
Hey, man. No. When I'm going through a lot, that's actually when I'm the most clear with things. So I'm just going through a lot.
See, sometimes there's a sermon right there. See, sometimes in life.
Sometimes when you're seeing the worst in every situation. I'm joking.
Martha Stewart becomes the oldest person to grace the cover of Sports Illustrated.
Martha Stewart is who again?
That cook person. who
Oh,
also went to jail, that
with
white
Snoop
lady.
Dogg.
Yeah. I'm wondering why was it not like Ashanti? Have you seen Ashanti?
We have. And like I sometimes wonder if I'm straight. Like
Oh,
I just see like no, she's proper. Also, when it's your time, okay, this is now the sane Ellen talking, like the very sage, all of my wits about me type of thing. When it's your time, it's your time. I have no idea how Sports Illustrated and Martha Stewart go together at all. But I think it was, and forgive me for pronouncing her name incorrectly, but Hulisani, who said that she got her first magazine cover. I can't remember which magazine it was. But after years of 21 years or something in the industry, and then you think like, guys, how does it work? You know, some people really get there on merit. Some people get there because you're the in thing at the time. And I think the underlying topic this week is everything is content, like everything. And she was with Snoop, and then she was relevant again, you know, after she came out of jail and whatever. And then now it probably went down as like, okay, it's just somebody else cooking with a rapper. Then what? What else do you have? And then it's like, okay, so there's this opportunity. You're going to take it. How was she dressed?
She was wearing a swimsuit.
Guys.
I don't know how that race looks when they age and wear swimsuits.
Wow.
Whitey.
Yeah, I mean, surely some people can hold it down. I'm sure when Jessica Alba ages, she will look good.
There's
But
Jessica
Jessica
Alba.
Alba doesn't look white.
What do you mean she
Okay.
doesn't look white?
Jessica Alba.
She looks as white as they come.
No, she
giving
looks like
my
she's
hair
got.
care.
Nah, guys.
You know what? I love short, skimpy, all day, every day. The only time you'll see me covered up is when it's cold, and then it's the entire closet on me. But in summertime, it's the shortest of the shortest. And at this time in my life, like my body is telling me that, girl, maybe, just maybe, you feel 19, but the way you look and the way everything is just starting
I didn't even know you had kids.
give in to, darling, I love
I thought
you.
we were all the same age, like same tax brackets. You know?
Whoa, don't do that.
No,
we're
for
not
real.
the same
Like,
age.
as in, like, you're 25 to 30s. That's
He's busy complaining as if he's much, much older than you
Yeah,
are.
like-
and he isn't.
nigga is like 3 years or something.
So
How old do you think I
relax.
am?
Like 27.
Yeah, okay.
He's what, 30, 32, 33?
So, guys, new topic. Last topic here, or last headline here. Bonang won her case against
with
the
that
House of
Ria.
BNG thing, yeah.
Oh.
So I wonder what that means now.
Is she going to go back to selling the product? again?
Isn't it still on the shelves?
It still is on the shelves. It just means more. Just
Yeah, let's hear more from the alcoholics.
more,
Continue.
darling. Please don't look at me.
I mean, I'm drinking
I am a child of God. Okay,
Yes.
a child of God. But I mean, it's Bonang. I don't think, like, obviously it didn't stop. Sales and stuff didn't stop during the court case. I think that now, and I actually noticed that it's been more. I've seen a whole lot more of marketing and adverts on her House of B&G just now, in this past week even. So I think she's just pressing it now. It's yeah,
that,
she's
it's got
going
that
to be
reality
making.
show happening.
Yeah, that's really dope.
Have you watched? Has it started as yet?
I don't
Coming out
know.
tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow.
Okay, so one thing I want to know, because we're running out of time here. I do want to understand, and maybe I'm behind here. What is the why does Bonang have so much weight in the lives of women? I've never understood. Like, is she seen as like hip hop has the Jay-Z icon? Is Bonang something? Does Bonang serve as a figure like that to women in South Africa? Because when you see how much they love her, it's like there's a beehive type of support for Bonang the same way Beyonce has her community. Where does that come from? What did I miss out on that I don't
I
understand?
think it's
why?
a character. Bonang is very outspoken. she's not like well, I can't say contradictive, but she can put someone in line and say whatever she wants to say. She doesn't care about the celebrity thing.
Would you
like,
say that's something we haven't seen before?
Yeah, but as a celebrity, most people tend to hold back because I'm an artist, I can't say this. But now can be like, this minister's speaking crap and doesn't care that it's going to affect anything. That's number one. Number two, she has worked hard. There's a lot of things she's achieved from a short space of time, like in a long space of time. She's done a lot of things that people can be like, no, she's not a one-hit wonder that someone comes, they get, they shine, the glory. But now worked, she got what's hers. So she deserves everything good coming away. And three, she dresses properly. And the fourth one, yeah, that's just contradictive, but yeah.
What's the fourth one?
Beehive.
I'm not a beehive. Like I'm not saying I don't support Bonang, like, but I'm late with things. I'll watch shows after and do things after, but I like her personality. It's very strong and she's a dominant character. I like that about it.
Okay, maybe it's just not hitting me. I'll try watching the reality show. Let's wrap this up with a would you rather. Would you rather have an OnlyFans account that your parents are subscribed to, or know about your parents' OnlyFans account that you subscribe to? I want to know what you guys would choose.
Oh my.
And there is no way out of it. Either you have an OnlyFans account that your parents are subscribed to, or your parents have an OnlyFans account that you subscribe to.
And I watch how I have my parents,
You would subscribe.
Yeah.
Okay. You can see your parents visually in your head. That's what you'd have to consume.
I'm not gonna watch it, obviously.
You subscribed and you must watch.
You must watch.
Guys, there's no way my parents are gonna watch me do anything. It's taboo in my household. You have a boyfriend and that's it. What you do with your boyfriend, you don't speak about that. I can drink, I can smoke, I can do everything with my dad. I can tell him, Dad, I went to the strip club, Dad, I did this. But the moment you speak about sex, it's taboo in the family. You even call it soccer. Like, you don't do it. I think Courtney disrespectful because she's playing soccer. I said, I don't know what that means. Leave me alone.
Okay, so you're going with subscribing to your parents'
Yes, I respect my family. I don't want to. That the note goes on. I'd rather watch that content than for them to be like, but so.
I think I would go with having the OnlyFans account.
But
Yeah,
also
rather my
that
parents
question goes
subscribe
with
to me.
how old your parents are.
Well,
Your parents are young.
Okay, so if your parents are 60 and above.
Mine are 60 and below.
Okay.
50 and below.
So then it should be easier for you then.
No, they're young. So when your parents are older, you can do whatever you want. They won't care. They're not as strict. But if your parents are young, they woke. I can use, this nigga's mising me, my dad. So which boy is ignoring you? He understands every lingo. So now I'm busy out here. My dad's going to be like, oh, so that's how you kivela. That's how you think. I don't do those things. I'm a virgin. You get me? So no, I'll subscribe to my parents' thing.
Ellen, which side are you leaning to?
And I suppose because hey man,
It's different for you because you're
You're
also
a
a parent.
mom.
I'm a parent to grown ass children. Get out of my house, get a job. Like my daughter and I watch adulting together.
How old is your daughter?
Every scene, she's 20. Every scene, and we watch it together, and we're like, how does he? But what? How does that? So we've got that kind of relationship. Although
Your
I
daughter
don't.
asked you those questions?
No, we watching and we like, how do that okay,
What?
And Ukai looks that's Ukai. So we have the same crush,
Sabawel.
Darling, the problem is I'm not sure if I would allow her to watch me. Like for her to subscribe to my channel.
What if she says, Mom, you're holding it down?
She
I
probably
subscribed
would.
twice.
No, she probably would. She when I get home today, she's gonna be like, okay, let's break it down. What happened today? That kind of thing. She doesn't have like the deep details. Oh, that's a word to use for relationships of my relationships, right? Pardon that. But we talk about stuff and she's like, you know what, forget him. He's not worth it. Let's move on, kind of thing. I protect her from what she needs protecting from. She doesn't need to know every single detail of my life. But we talk about a lot. And I only do that now because I want her to feel comfortable. I need to be the first point of reference. Because trust, her friends don't know. They think they know. They don't know. So I prefer that she comes to me. And then the younger ones, like my son, he's, what year is it, 2023? So he's 13 this year. And he's like, okay, so I told my girlfriend so. I'm like, in which world are you okay with just talking to your mother about your girlfriends and whatever? But that's the way kids are now. So if you aren't the one that guides them in how to move in life, they're going to get it in the streets, and the streets are cold. So problem. I don't want to watch her. So she must watch me. She must subscribe, and it's fine.
At my grown age, when a 16 comes and I'm watching in front of my parents, let me go get some water. I can't. Like, it's taboo. It's strict.
I think I'd tell my dad, nah, he's doing it wrong.
Oh.
And walk out. Okay, so I'm going with subscribe to my account. Guys, it's been good. It's another edition of Before You Weekend. Everything we discuss everything that happened in the week before the week actually ends. Please remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. Be part of the conversation. It's been a good week. Thank you, Ellen. Thank you, XXC. And we'll see you next week. Peace out.